you know, which classical causal inference books would you suggest to anybody, getting started with causal inference?
Yeah. So there's two books I recommend for like non-technical. I mean, there is a little bit of technical stuff. If you never study the technical topic, they might be a bit difficult, but they are general public. So there is Pearl's Book of Why, which is a fascinating book. Pearl is master storyteller. He also worked with a writer, I forget his name,
Hmm.
Dana McKenzie, I think. So the book is very well written. It's like very fun to read. I don't agree with everything he says about statisticians, but it's a fascinating book. Um, and then there is Rosenbaum, who I mentioned a few times, who has a book called Causal Inference. It's a small, small book. I wish I would have brought them to my desk and I could show them, but it's a
Don't
very
worry,
small book.
I'll put the image. Don't worry. Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
yeah.
That one also is very fascinating. It's like about more about the potential outcomes framework. There's no DAGs or anything in it. There's no graphs because Rosenbaum, as I said, he is the student of Rubin and he did a lot of work in that area. And I think it's a master book. It's very recent. I think it's like a few years old. It's a bit less popular, but I loved it. I think it's a very good introduction. And then if you want to move on and not just like learn about it from a distance, but you want to start your putting yourself to the task and learning the actual theory. Um, so if you want a book with code, there is the mixtape, Scott Cunningham's book, very
Hmm.
famous. I think he's a very compelling storyteller. I think his examples are super interesting. He touches on both potential outcomes and DAGs, and he does a quasi experimental methods towards the end. And he, if I recall from following him on LinkedIn, he is in the midst of publishing the second edition, which will be a lot longer and there will be more stuff on synthetic controls because when he wrote it in 2020, it was still newish. And you see the chapter, it's a bit not rushed, but it's like very brushed, like just a quick portrait. And then he says like, "Oh, it's evolving so fast. I do not want to put more." So it will be good to read his new expanded synthetic control chapter when it comes out. Maybe it's already out, I'm not sure, but that book is great, The Mixtape by Scott Cunningham. And then if you really want to understand the deep frameworks, there's no code, but you have the Pearl's causality and um, the Imbens and Rubin, which is causal inference in social science, causal inference and statistics, social science, and biomedical science. I think something like that.
Hmm.
It's a blue book. It's very big. That one. So that one and Pearl's causality. They are different, difficult books. You need to have a bit of mathematical training. And then another book that is on the same level, but it has code, but it's a difficult book. Is the Hernan and Robbins Causal Inference? What if? That is a classic. It kind of meshes both frameworks together in a very appealing way. It also is the only book that I know that talks about time varying confounding. So it's a problem in very prominent in epidemiology, and Robbins is like a pioneer of those methods. So that book is great. And then there is yeah, another introductory book. There's the Alex Molak, who is someone I know very well. I'm working with him right now on a biostatistics course. He's great. His book is Causal Inference and Discovery in Python. So that is great for beginners and has Python code. Um, and
Having read your book, I think I would suggest your book also to the users, but I know it's not publicly out yet. And I would
yeah,
also, highly recommend Matthew Stackwell's book, The Causal Inference for the Brave and True. So I
yeah, I
think,
haven't read that one yet,
yeah,
but it's on my list. I hear it's great.
yeah, I think we have summed up, all the classic books out there already. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
there's many other books and I share a lot of content on the books that I have. I have a few things on my profile and things. So if you're interested, you want to know more or even you want to learn about papers or something, just send me a message on LinkedIn and I'll be happy to point you to resources so that we don't list books for another hour because there's a lot of great ones out there.